Hello everyone, this is a quest guide for the new master level quest, Secrets of the North. Now I am a little bit ill, so bear with me, but I thought I'd get this out as fast as I can for you guys so you can crack on with the quest and the new repeatable boss. Now the only item requirements are combat gear, preferably ranged or magic, 100 gold pieces and a lockpick, as well as some form of teleportation to Weiss. To start the quest, head to the Carnelian household north of the clock tower near Ardoon and speak to the guard. Once that's done, go upstairs and speak to the guard up there. He'll tell you about the dead body and the murder of Cyril Carnelian. Inspect the body of Cyril and the window next to it, and then knock on the wall just above it. Go up the ladder and inspect the chest. Once this is all done, speak to the guard and go through all of the chat options. Next, head to the fight arena and go to the bar with 100 GP. Once this is done, you're going to have to track down this person. To do this, first inspect the barrels outside the bar and you'll see some footprints. Next, inspect the boulder to the north. Then, inspect the boulder to the northeast. Next, inspect the tree stump to the south. Then, inspect the boulder to the east. And lastly, inspect the bush to the east. Walk towards them and a cutscene will start. Then, they'll attack you. Now, as a warning, you cannot pray in this fight any overheads at all, as she'll turn them off, and procedurally through the fight, she will drain your prayer. Piety can be used, but your prayer will slowly get drained, bear that in mind. Now, from the fight and from my footage, I personally only experienced a max hit of 26, but it could go higher, so do stay wary. Once the fight ends, they'll say that you win and you'll start a dialogue with them. They'll say they got paid to perform a simple robbery and they've got nothing to do with the murder of Cyril Carnelian. Next, head to the cult hideout in the sewers. Talk to Alomini, or Alamone, and then Haziel will appear. Keep talking with both Haziel and Alamone and he'll summon General Khazard. Go through all the chat options with General Khazard and then afterwards head back to the Carnelian household. Speak to the guard outside and he'll tell you to speak to everyone in the house. Firstly, talk to Philippe, who won't want to speak with you, and then speak to Henrietta, and then lastly go down the ladder into the kitchen and speak with Klaus the chef. Klaus will tell you that there was something mysterious in the kitchen, so search the cooking shelves in the southeast and you will find a button. Once pressed, a door appears on the north wall. Inspect it and enter the passage. Now attempt to picklock the chest and you'll be met with a puzzle. This puzzle is very similar to Wordle, which I assume most people are now familiar with. Green means it's in the right place and the right number. Blue means the number's right but it's in the wrong place, and no colour means the number's not in it at all. As you can see in my example, the 3, 5 and 4 are all correct and in the right place because they're green, and the 4 and the 2 are in the wrong places but they're the correct numbers because they're blue. So I'll swap them around a bit, and we now have the 2 in the correct spot, and we know that 4 and 1 are in there but they're in the wrong position, so we simply swap them around and the puzzle's complete. Once done, you'll receive a dusty scroll. Inspect it and you'll see it looks kind of like half a shield with a symbol in the middle. Now, head back to Haziel in the Haziel cult hideout. Speak to Haziel and General Khazard and they'll speak about needing to head north, which means heading to Weiss. After the conversation, they'll both disappear. Now, use any means of travel that you can to get to Weiss, and then once there, travel into the city near My Arm and Snowflake and you'll see 2 trolls called Big Fish and Dead Wolf. Once they've been spoken to, speak to Snowflake and My Arm, go through the dialogue, and then speak to Big Fish and Dead Wolf again. Go through both chat options, and then a third option appears. I'm done asking questions, what now? Click it, go through the dialogue, and they'll both disappear. Now, head down into the salt mine. In here, a cave's now appeared on the other side of the wall. Enter the cave, and you'll be met with a cutscene. Everyone hears some noise, and you and General Khazard proceed to find out it's an assassin. The fight here is pretty simple. The assassin moves faster than a normal character, much like the Nextling pet. He attacks with range and melee, seemingly hitting with the one you don't pray against, but I could be wrong, it could just be random. So, pray against what your gear is weakest to. The mechanics of the fight are also pretty simple. He can't be damaged without obscuring his vision. To obscure his vision, you need to wait for him to throw out smoke clouds and walk next to them. This will lead the assassin to stand on the tile with the smoke, allowing him to be damaged. The only other mechanic to watch out for is his poison vial attack. To dodge it, simply walk onto another tile before it lands. It's best to walk diagonally to keep the assassin within the smoke cloud. After defeating him, head back to Haziel to update him on what's happened. Go through all of the chat options with Haziel. He'll then ask you to explore the rest of the frozen dungeon to try and find and see if someone's hidden nearby. Go to the southeast of the dungeon and open the chest. There'll be a letter inside. Read it. You'll notice some letters highlighted in purple for now, but they'll be important later on. Search the barrel just to the west and you'll get a lever part. And search the crate to the east for an old map. Go to the gate in the north and enter left up, left down in the padlock to unlock the gate. Inspect the lever mechanism and add the lever handle to it. I forgot to record this part, apologies. Then pull the lever. Search the chest in here too for a strange list, and then go and enter the northeast room. Inspect the southwestern pillar and you'll receive an old cipher and a strange shard. Next, leave this room and go to the middle room and inspect the gate. Here you'll see a 5-letter combination. Enter the combination of the word blood. Next, inside, search the damage table in the southeast for another note, and then search the crate on the west for a tinderbox, which we'll need shortly. Now, if you click on each of the scrolls, you'll notice a number with either southwest, southeast, northeast, or northwest on it. We need to light the braziers in the order of the last scroll we picked up, which says 3, 2, 4, 1. So the order is northwest, southeast, northeast, southwest. Once completed, you should get a confirmation message saying that the locks on the chest open and the braziers should stay lit. Then search both chests in the room. The northern one requires a code which is 7402, so make sure to put that in properly. Next, use the jewel shards together and use a combined item on the icy chest in your inventory. This will open the chest and you'll obtain an icy key. Use the icy key on the gate to the west and it'll open. Search the empty chest and you'll realise whatever was in there was taken long ago. Next, we need to make sure we're ready for a fight because this is the big boss. I have to go and get some combat gear, so I'm just going to go and bank. Now go back to Weiss and enter the crevice. You'll see a cutscene with a strange creature. Now this is what we'll be fighting and this is the repeatable boss after the quest. I'm using magic gear, but I assume ranged would work just as well. However, I wouldn't recommend melee because there's a lot of running about and dodging that you need to do. Here are the mechanics I know of so far. In the standard fight, kite him around the room so he cannot melee you and camp ranged prayer as these attacks are harder to hear. His attacks work kinda like Jad in the sense that you can pray after hearing the sound effect. So whilst praying range, if you hear his loud magic sound, protect from magic, and you'll have like a 2 to 3 tick window and you'll take 0 damage as long as your praying time. So that part's not that difficult. Whilst fighting the boss, it'll spawn things from the floor, simply run to avoid him. When the boss gets to around 10-15% hit points, it'll go into the middle of the room and let out a giant shockwave. Make sure you run behind a stalagmite on the floor to ensure this does not hit you. The boss will then get a shield, and melee range and magic damage all get the message, the strange creature's prayer shield mitigates regular damage. Now at the minute, I'm unsure how to get through this normally at the moment. I assume poison, venom, vengeance could work. However, its shield does drain by itself, so for this quest you can simply wait it out. If you want to know how to get through this in the future, check the wiki, I'm sure it'll be there very soon. It's also worth noting, you might notice that your prayer icon starts looking a little strange. This is because the boss essentially poisons your prayer points, draining your prayer every few seconds. Once the shield's down, you kill the boss as normal again and then the fight is over. You'll go through a cutscene with a lot of dialogue and then get offered a free teleport to Ardoon. Take it. Talk to the guard and you will complete the quest. Well done. As I said, I'm not too sure about some of the boss's mechanics, but I'm gonna go and kill it for a bit and then I'll make a fully in-depth guide to the boss later on tonight or tomorrow morning, much like my Raids 3 guides. This will include full mechanics and even some tips and tricks, so stay tuned and subscribe if you don't want to miss that. Thanks for watching, I hope this guide helped. If it did, leave a like on the video. Love you and leave you, and I'll see you next time. Bye!